everyone. This is Basil Chapman, host of the Target Technicians Hour here at TFNN at noontime, and my opening call is my daily newsletter, sitting in for the one and only Tom O'Brien, and this is a historic day. The Dow closed down 1,175 points at 24,345. In fact, it's just about at the December the 1st lows. The S&P also a huge pullback. The S&P at this particular point is down 113 points at 2648. The QQQ, that's the NDX 100, is down 7.66 at 156.93. This is the PowerShares QQQ Trust Series, really the NDX 100 trading vehicle. The IWM also took it on the chin there, down 7.33 at 146.49. Just a huge move down. Gold at this particular point is up somewhat. It's up about 3 points. Yep, up 3 at 1340. A nice move, not the move that you would normally expect. The dollar at this point is up a little bit, up 27 cents at 89.46, attempting to form some kind of a base. The real story here is, and I'm going to get into this a little later on, the TLT is up $1.33 at 120.91. A nice turnaround. Because of that, this is an ideal opportunity to go to. This is the reverse of what we often do. Usually Tom is interviewing me when I come in as a guest for a few minutes. I am going to be the one that interviews Tom O'Brien. Hi, Tom. How are you?
What's happening, Basil? Thank you so much for doing the program. Appreciate it, man.
My pleasure.
Heck
this
of a
is
day.
the day that this is the kind of day that is your kind of day. You would have liked to have been right here. I know.
Yeah, 12 hours just gave back bottom line to November 28th. Pretty intense, man.
Yes.
There's no two ways about that. And, you know, the real bottom line is that is this going to be an ABC structure on the way down, meaning, you know, it doesn't look to me like someone's going to end tonight. We just went from we just blew through 123 S&P points down. We're at 141 right now, so we'll get some effect going into Asia.
Tom, the
real question is
futures
going to be is that when that bounce does come, is it on light volume and is the monster ABC down? Because if it is, you're talking about almost 250 S&P points and like 2,800 Dow points, so it's pretty intense. And as you just said, these interest rates, man, you know, the interest rate market has been telling us that for a long time. I mean, the 10 did break down, the 30 did break down, but guess what? You just got back inside the range, inside the 30 with conviction. So bottom line is that these rates aren't going up, man. I'm sure the Fed poor Jay Powell, he got sworn in today, right?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Every Fed chairman, almost every Fed chairman has had within a year or so a pretty serious decline. Remember the crash of '87? That was Greenspan. So we've got to be ready for some activity that is opposite to what has been going on, because this market for a year almost, you can look at this weekly chart. I'm showing it here. The middle chart, folks, on the left is the daily chart. You can see the smash to the downside. Look at this weekly chart. It's called the 9-period moving average. That black moving average right there, that line, that held the price just fantastically. Once it went under the 9-period moving average since April of last year. So now what we're looking at is this candle, the weekly candle, just smashed right through 27.26 was the support. We're trading right now at 26.48, 80 points lower.
Yeah, no, listen, it's intense. I mean, look at the NDX 100. You know, the NDX 100, you know, bottom line, you can make the case it's back to November 9th. You know, you come down hard like this, and we have monster volume. It's you know, well, we know that we haven't got a correction in 2 years. This is a doozy, though, no doubt. This is going to be a wake-up call for, unfortunately, a lot of people, because you get the Dow down 4.6, S&P's a good 4. That's pretty intense in one day. No doubt,
that's huge, right? Tom, I have a question for you. Don't you think that in this particular instance, it's the speed, the fact that just a week and a half ago, every time the market pulled back, you just went onto new highs, even when it was expected that it would pull back, and then out of the blue, from last Thursday, started the weakness. Friday there was no let up to the selling, and then today followed through. That, I think, doesn't that pertain to like a surprise for many of the fund managers? I don't think they've even positioned themselves. Maybe they did late today, but I think this must be a huge surprise to them.
Oh yeah, no, there's a huge amount of money lost. There's no doubt. You know, and intraday, I expect what you saw twice out here today is that we know the machines have been running things for quite a while, and I suspect twice what happens is that all the bids get pulled. So what happens when we have so many computerized trading right now is that they can run it higher on a continual basis, which you've seen, and when you do get a downdraft, this is where it comes down to the point that they'll pull all the bids, and then simultaneously, this is when the ETF structures, Basil, we've talked about this before, they're great for you when you're going up. But what happens is that when you're going down, that is not even a sell like you and I would do. What happens is that the trustees of the ETFs have to sell, period, because they need the net asset value has to basically be as close as possible to what the equities are actually worth. So what happens is that we just take the Qs, right? The bottom line is that you sell the Qs, they have to sell everything inside the Qs. They're selling everything inside the Qs, meaning Google took a monster hit, Microsoft, Intel. Then that's what. Then they sell that, they have to sell the Qs. As they sell the Qs, they're selling all the stocks. And that's when you see this expansion go down pretty dramatically, It was the one impressive thing that I did see out there today, though, I can tell you, the king of the hill, Amazon, guess what? Amazon is all down all over $39. Big freaking deal, right? I mean, it's pretty amazing.
It's interesting because I was saying to Tommy when I did the show with him this morning, when I was substituting for you, that Amazon made a round number, 1498.00, round number high on Friday in what I call a peak. It's the fourth highest peak. And then it pulled back. But even as we're talking right now, I have some signals on the daily, but I haven't really got very much. So you can see, and what happens, I think, is that within the selling, when the final kind of phase comes in, that's when I think Amazon starts to come down because they can try to hold the winners as long as they can.
If we the oil stocks, this is really, ExxonMobil. You talk about taking it on the chin. Exxon has just gone in 3 days from 89 to 79. But what it's also done is it can't get out of that range, man. Pretty intense. Well, listen, Basil, man, I appreciate you doing the program, man. I'm visiting some of my kids I grew up with. Kids now, we're all old guys now, but bottom line that.
Well, you enjoyed it. Thanks so much.